I'm Mark Cesare, security engineer with ForeScout. Give you a quick overview about how we go out and secure your networks. And so go over the importance of knowing what's connecting to your network, our detection methods and best practices, checking compliance, along with that, automating control, sharing information across your security ecosystem. And then if you guys have any questions, or if you have any questions, go ahead and stop me at any time. And so what do you see here with this on these slides? All right, top left, you got an MRI, you got a printer, like an X-ray machine, some control systems, an engine. So they're all different devices, but the way we see them is they're all access points onto your network. So they're all devices that can be exploited that do not fit into any sort of traditional IT bucket. There's no management of any of those devices. There's no way to put an agent on those to manage the security. So, big challenge with IT security is there's lots of devices that are non-traditional. So, come on your network, there's many more ways to increase the attack surface. And so here's some of the recent security breaches. Like Home Depot, millions of IP address or millions of emails stolen, 56 million credit cards. Sony, that figure's actually going up for the breach. You know, how many people in this room were affected by the OPM breach with all those credentials stolen? And so, basically, the attackers are exploiting weak endpoints and then moving laterally across the network. So, and the threat environment's changing. You have more and more non-traditional devices that they're just unmanageable. So that's one of the trends out of Gartner. So by 2020, 20 billion unmanaged devices connected to networks. So less than 10% of new devices are going to be manageable through any traditional method. So that's really the challenge of securing. So basically what our philosophy is, we call it see, control, and orchestrate. So we see multiple device types, so things like managed devices are very straightforward to secure, but then unmanaged devices. So BYOD, non-traditional IT devices, Internet of Things devices, so look at how many TVs or projectors come with network access, right? Those are all vectors into your network. Industrial control systems that are riding your network so you might or might not know about. And so there's a couple levels of C. So one is discover. So something comes onto your network, so you have to know about it. So we called it an admission event, so an authentication event, switchport change, you see a new MAC or IP address, new network traffic. And then you have to classify that device. So what is it? Is it a traditional device? Is it a mobile device? Is it a printer? Who makes the NIC card? What's the host name? Start pulling in different contexts from different sources. What are the open ports? And then assess that device. So is it a NAT device? How many times do you go out and find somebody has a hub plugged into their network with multiple devices behind it that they shouldn't have? Right? Is it a corporate device? So is it on the domain? Can I manage that device? And then, so if you can manage it, start going on, start checking the cyber hygiene. Is the endpoint agent installed? Well, if it's something like HBSS or the McAfee agency, right? It might be installed, but it might not be running. We tend to find that a lot. So it's installed, but it's not running. It's running, but the patch version is out of compliance, or running old patches, or running old virus definitions, or it's not patched, or there's no current vulnerability scan. And so the way we see devices is a couple of ways. So one is we can pull your switches, see, hey, show me every MAC address, show me every IP address, look at the ARP, the CAM table, the MAC table, the ARP table, see what's connected to it. Connect to things like VPN concentrators or wireless access controllers. So you start seeing everything that's on your network. Also go out and receive SMP traps for switches. So I see a port go link up, send us a trap to let us something know. Other things like 802.1x, which is a network access control protocol. So it sits in the network layer, controls access on the network. Has to be a managed device to be able to get on the network. But if it's all it checks for is it managed, right? Not is it compliant in any way. Also look at DCP requests. Great for context when you see a device comes on the network, here are all the options, the DCP options that it requests. We can also sit and look at a span port or a mirror port, start looking at traffic for devices. So I see a device that's on the network, the endpoint agent is installed, but it's never talked back to the agent management server. So then it's out of date. Scan all those devices to classify, so run run an nmap scan to see what nmap comes back for the device. And then if it's managed, start using credentials. Go log into that device, check it, see, look for patch compliance, make sure only approved applications are installed. But other things, like if you see an indicator of compromise from an advanced threat device, go out, scan all your devices for that IOC, and then take action based on that data. And also leverage the agents you have on it. So you have an agent on, so use that to pull back device information. And so you start seeing who. So users, emails, what groups are in, other things like what is the device. So is it a computer? Start pulling in OS information, browser information, agent ports, protocols. You know, where is it physically located, right? Is it on your corporate LAN? Is it coming in over the guest LAN? Did it connect with wireless or VPN? You know, posture. So start assessing are only the allowed applications installed. Only the allowed services installed. Are the services that should be running? You know, check the registry for make sure all the registry settings are check STIG compliance. And then control. So go from soft enforcement actions to like notify. So notify the IT team, open a ticket, pop up a browser and notify the user. Limit. So based on network and host controls. So quarantine that endpoint if it's non-compliant. So and then block. So you know, quarantine down that port, move somebody in a quarantine or a remediation VLAN. Kick off automatic remediation, so start talking to all the compliance tools. So control example, just like went through like send an email, open a ticket, send an email to the user that's logged into the system. Limit, so move them to a guest network, change their wireless user role. And so we can take action on both the host and the network. And then orchestrate, so start leveraging all your existing IT tools. So start pulling in firewall data. You know, start breaking down the silos between all the products. And then you know, start looking at all these vendors that have their own operating systems for all these Internet of Things devices. And so we call our orchestration layer control fabric, so full open API where we're integrating with a lot of different vendors. Any questions? Anyone? Yeah. All right. Thank you.